Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday morning, and welcome to another episode of the Queen Mimi Podcast on another edition of our Sunday Positivity Talk. So, for those that were able to join us last week, we basically gave our little background, our little story, if you will, of our little hiatus, our little break we took, if you will. Everything we pretty much have been going through, dealing with, our comeback story, so on and so forth. With that being said, today, and we mentioned this last week on our show, basically finding our joy, finding our happiness, finding our peace, accepting a lot of things in our life that we do like, that we don't like, so on and so forth. So today, we do want to talk about joy. That's something that everyone deserves, everyone should have. And we did talk about protecting your peace at all costs, too. A lot of us don't know short version how to do that because let's just be honest, we were never taught, correct? You know, if you anything like us and your story is anything close to ours, you know what we mean. You grew up around a lot of chaos, a lot around drama, issues, anger, vengeance, revenge, just unhappy and miserable people. And for those that haven't heard our backstory yet, short version, child abuse, foster care, moved around from home to home, had kids early, domestic violence, homelessness, arguing, fussing, fighting, not taking care of ourselves, not loving ourselves. On top of that, not having the truth, all that good stuff, you know. So we had, our little moments of joy, here and there, all that good stuff. But we do remember a lot of pain, having to learn so much from we were like 10 years old. We was in elementary school. We don't exactly remember how old we were, but it was around that age. We was insecure. We cared about what people thought. Y'all know, all that bull crap. But, looking back on everything now, and this all a gratitude moment or, affirmation, if you want to call it that, it actually made us who we are. And it's gonna sound crazy. We thank the people, not our moms. We thank the people that put us through everything they did, that talked about us, that doubted us, that really didn't know us like they said, that did their best to kill us physically, mentally, emotionally, all that good stuff. Because number one, it brought us to Islam. Number two, it pushed us to be the best version of ourselves possible because not that we had anything to prove, but we weren't about to prove them right. And we hope that makes sense. You ain't got nothing to prove to nobody, but don't make sure they right either. So we hope that makes sense. But we have our moments of gratitude, especially now. Being proud of ourselves, having the strength, even before Islam, to break away from things that wasn't suiting us, that didn't serve us in the purpose. They gonna think they did, of course. Like we said, we just gonna let them have that. We're not gonna do that mess no more. But we had the strength to break away and take ourselves away from things that weren't making us happy. We weren't being fulfilled. We weren't being supported or loved or understood. None of that garbage. Everybody just, made their assumptions. They want us to do this, that, and the other. X, Y, Z, A, B, C, all that bull crap, but not asking us, what's gonna make us happy, what we want out of life. All the genuine bull stuff that people don't want to do. But yeah, it pushed us and forced us to be better, to keep going, to not quit, or give up. We don't know how to do that anyway. We've always wanted better. We've always wanted to be better. And we had to cut a lot of people out of our life so that we could do that. You know what we're saying? We had to do that. Otherwise, we was gonna stay stuck in the same spot, stuck in the same position, doing the same stuff over and over, and not being fulfilled. Not having any purpose, and especially not being happy, and not getting to where we want to be in our life, and making sure we're doing what we need to do, oh Lord. And we know people ain't gonna care. We know people ain't gonna care, and they gonna have their own little opinion. Everybody do all the time, and that's fine. That's cool. That's why it's called an opinion. It's not a fact. It's just how people feel, especially when they can't get what they want. They don't like you. You're not doing what they want you to do. You're not feeling how they want you to feel. And who the heck cares? Because everything you feeling is evil. It's not even righteous. You just want your get back. And trust us, we know what we getting ours. We ain't got to touch them. We ain't got to talk to them. We ain't got to see your face ever again. Because this get back is not for you. You know what we're saying? It's for us. It's for us to be better, to get the hell away from you, whoever you are, family, so-called friend, so-called relatives, so-called relationships, and we do mean so-called relationships. And it's crazy. People want you to stay down there in the gutter with them. They don't care about you being better or your joy or your peace, none of that, because they want to keep disturbing it. You know what we're saying? People really don't know, like, the definition of what joy and happiness really mean. Joy is like a sense of contentment and peace, what we talk about now, that comes from inside you. It could be tied to whatever your purpose is, your gratitude, your faith, accepting yourself, flaws and all, because nobody's perfect. And yeah, you're going to go through challenges. Your joy and your peace are going to be tested every day. But no matter what, you feel at peace and feel fulfilled, whether it's a lot of noise or whether it's quiet. Happiness, it's a temporary feeling of pleasure tied to experiences, events, or any achievements that you do in your life. Short term and can fade quickly. Just like you get into a relationship, you start a business, go back to school, whatever the case may be, you feel that excitement, that happiness, and then things change. Because life is gone life. It changes. It fades away. You know, you smile after you get some good news on enjoying your favorite dessert. You see someone you love, you ain't seen them in a long time. Y'all talk, reminisce, or you smell something that brings back a memory, or you hear a song or whatever. There's a difference between joy and happiness. But regardless, you still have that right to enjoy that. It's deeper than what a lot of people can even fathom or understand, because they really don't want to. Let's just be honest. They really don't want to, because they don't care. They don't want to be happy. They don't want to have peace. Like we said already, people love that drama and that chaos, and keeping you, in chains, and down there with them. Make it make sense. That's crazy. They're called peace thieves, happiness thieves. They rob, of people, environment, your habits, and it's a self-reflection of them. So that's why we say you got to set boundaries. It's something that we had to learn as your shield, not just the wall, as your shield. I don't care if you got to get a moat, get a fortress with the little gate, with the little hooks on there. Somebody try to jump over, they going to get pierced and get dead, whatever. Protect it. Your joy, all of it. Protect yourself. Because, when it comes down to it, ain't nobody going to look out for you or be there for you like you will. You deserve that. We've been through so much in our life, and the people we've broken away from, of course, they don't like us. They got a problem with us, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Because we want to do different. We don't want to die. We actually want to be happy. And we don't mean with material things. That's all fine and good. But we don't mean with material things, or at least that shouldn't be number one. It's on your list. Don't get us wrong, but don't let that be number one. Those things are not gonna make you fulfilled and happy on the inside. Let's just be honest about that. But we got so many, good Lord, we got so many stories, um, relationships when we had to end them, family, having to realize they ain't never gonna change, and we come first, or at least we come before them. We always had the habit of making everybody else happy, making sure they felt joy and they had their peace, and we was protecting them or whatever they was doing. Meanwhile, they was just snitching on us, selling us out, telling everything that they could when they couldn't get their way, or they had a little attitude, or we rubbed them the wrong way. Well, whatever it was that we did, we don't even know. Whatever it was, you know what we're saying? So we realized you're not having my back, you're not protecting us like we doing for you. You're not going the extra mile. You're doing the bare minimum, and people don't understand that that's not enough. You got to go above and beyond for somebody you say you love. Like with the environment y'all in, they what's gonna make them happy? They peace and all that. You want them to do it for you, but when they open their mouth about them not being happy or whatever, you gaslight them, you belittle them, you talk down to them, all that. Like, come on, man. You can't expect somebody to give you what you're not giving them. You can't expect somebody to give you heaven and you just constantly taking them through hell. We don't care what's going on. And we can't stand when people be like, well, how can, you change how you feel about somebody? How can a relationship change? Guess what? Because life changes. Because people are not who they say they are. Or things start out good and they just change. Ain't nothing you did, nothing we did, things just change. Or this ain't something that women plan either. We can't stand when we hear men say this. This is not something we plan, fellas. Women just change how they feel. They fall out of love, however you want to put it. Nobody's turning their back or, all that bullcrap. That's gaslighting somebody. You can't make somebody be happy with you if they're not happy. You cannot make somebody be with you if they don't want to be with you. That's selfish. If they don't, just let them go. If they're making a mistake, then they got to take that L like a one-arm man, whoever it is. But we cannot stand people say that. That to us is saying like I don't care about your joy. I don't care about your peace. I don't care about your happiness. I want you to do what I want you to do. I want you to keep riding with me while I take you through hell. You still got the struggle, word, what I'm saying? Keep trying to talk to me. I ain't gonna listen, whatever it is. No, you gotta do better. You want them to give you heaven, you gotta give it to them. That maybe it's just us. We don't know. What do we know? Shoot. But we know that ain't right. It ain't. It ain't. And you cannot well, I guess you can, but you're gonna wind up pushing them away. Then you're gonna blame them, make them the problem, because nobody ever wants to look at themselves. We don't care where you, religion, whatever the case may be. Your situation, your living situation, car, whatever. Inner peace, joy, happiness. What we talking about now? Nobody wants to take a look at themselves and be like, well, I probably could have provided better for them. I probably could have did a little better. I was doing my best, but they deserve more. Or maybe I didn't listen to them. Maybe I could have been them, or not just for sex, not just for physical. Because a lot of men think that fulfills women too. No. As much as we love it, no. We need more than that. We need more than that. Little side note. But so many examples we got. So many. Like we said, ending relationships, ending business relationships, cutting family off, and we found joy and peace in that. They're probably thinking she's stupid as hell. I don't know why she cut him off. I'm here living the dream. I'm doing XYZ. Baby, when you cut somebody off and your life gets better and you glow up, we don't care how fast you do it. Everybody goes at a different speed, but they made the right decision. It's not always about what you're doing on social media and your shows and, music and making money and all that. A lot of women leave, especially my grown women, to find peace, to find themselves. Some women go out and get some new dick. Some women do. Hey, that we ain't judging. Do you? But I'm saying protect yourself and be careful out here. Because a lot of these men, majority, they don't care. So just protect yourself and be careful. We just gonna say that. But majority, they leave and find peace. They leave and get themselves together. Then they get back in something else. That would be us. Like real talk, just hypothetically for conversation purposes. No, we done been there, did that. We get back into something. That's gonna be like we ain't learned a damn thing. Like really? No, no. It's gonna be like we ain't learned nothing. Now make that make sense. You can't, cause it don't. So cutting people off, that's the main thing for us. Won't know about y'all, but brought us a lot of peace and joy. We ain't got no more drama in our life, of course. People use our kids against us, of course, justified, weak emotions, but we already know, and we hope they know that it was something we had to do. It had nothing to do with them. They did bring us joy. They was, y'all, at our lowest point when nobody else was there. They sang songs. We went to the park. We was in shelters and stuff. They did bring us joy. They gave us hugs when we cried, and we tried not to cry around them too much, but sometimes we couldn't help it because we felt like we was failing as their mom and all that stuff. So it was just, it was hard, but we had our moments. We had our moments, and we were around too many people that wanted to rob us and take our peace away and just lie on us and destroy us and all that stuff. So it was just crazy. But overall, it was worth it. It was worth it. And damn it, we do it all over again. If we could find this peace, especially with Islam, find the peace and the happiness that we have now. And it's always going to be a journey because you're going to be tested every day. But the path we on now, we are a lot happier. We got more peace, all that stuff. And we free. We not feeling like we chained down. And that's a decision we had to make no matter who we around, what we dealing with, what we got going on. None of that stuff. We have to make sure we maintain that. And with us having dealt with mental health, still do, you know what we're saying? It's a journey some days. We have our days. We have our days, but overall, nah. We done did too much. We done overcame too much. No, we're not doing that. Absolutely not. We worth it. We deserve it. That's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to do. We're going to keep going, keep hustling, keep getting this together, and we're going to get to where we need to be. That's it. That's all. Nobody can stop us but us. So remember that. Okay, y'all. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our first break, play some music for you guys, and we will be back on the Queen Mimi podcast on another episode of our Sunday Positivity Talk. y'all. We are back on the Queen Mimi podcast on another episode of our Sunday Positivity Talk. And we basically talking today, you guys, about joy, it being your birthright, protecting your peace in every area of your life, that being your birthright. A lot of things are your birthright, but we gonna get it out on our other shows, y'all. Protecting your peace in real life. That's something, like we said in the first segment, we did not know how to do because it was not being shown to us. Nobody knew. We grew up around a lot of negativity, resentment, anger, abuse, mental, physical, emotional, all that good stuff. So we just basically let anybody in our circle, let anybody have our energy, we let anybody around us because we were stupid as hell. Not talking down about ourselves, but that's the truth. And we did not know better. We didn't. We didn't know how to say no. We didn't know how to release toxic, negative, evil, backstabbing, cheating, lying people and, situations and all that good stuff. We didn't protect our energy. We didn't control the people that went into our body, that was around our body. We was upset, we was talking to them or was making an effort to, and they really didn't give a damn because they didn't want to listen. We was giving our attention to things and people that did not deserve it. Our mindset was nowhere near where we are now. Nowhere near it. We did not choose joy when things went perfect. We spazzed out, crashed out, whatever they call it now. Snapped, went off, cussed everybody out, whatever they want to call it. So we did not choose joy when things were up and down, which is something we're doing now. Like we said, didn't know how to. We cannot say that enough. We just say, yeah, yes. That used to be our favorite word. And our husband tell, what's our favorite word now, babe?
No.
We say it all the time?
Of course.
See? You could have lied.
Why? Truth set you free.
Yeah, but at first it pissed you off. But yeah, that's our favorite word now. He ain't lying. That's a joke, but he ain't lying. Because no, I don't want to go do that. No, I don't want to be around that person. No, I don't want to talk to that person. Nah, I don't feel like working today. He know when we get that phone call. I know what this phone call for. Really? You ain't working today? Nope. Don't want to. World can wait. We used to be work. Be there for this person, this ungrateful person, our kids, messed up our body and all this stuff and protecting everybody else, looking out for them and just stabbed us in the back. First chance they got, and we like, wow, this is amazing. Y'all don't appreciate nothing. Ungrateful, but somehow, and we know why, but it still blow our mind how we become the bad guy, man. It blows our mind. Because people they don't appreciate, like we said, they ain't got no joy. They ain't got no peace. So why in the world, and no love for themselves. So why in the world would they have that for you? We never, that didn't click with us. We just figure, okay, keep being there for them, keep supporting them, keep loving them. They're going to return a favor. How the hell they going to do that for us when they can't do it for themselves? How are we going to do that for somebody else and we not doing it for ourselves? So we had to learn how to say no. Like we said in the first segment, cut people off. They don't care. When you realize these niggas ain't your friends, they not there for you, they not your day ones or whatever they want to call it. They not down for you, they ain't got your back like you got theirs. And really, when you realize your happiness is on you, your joy is on you, you going, okay, see y'all. It wasn't real, but holla. You ain't got to put up with that. That's how a lot of people gonna make you feel. Like, I'm gonna take you through all the hell possible. I'm gonna do you the most dirty, or I'm gonna give you the bare minimum. And people still, ain't nobody got to cheat or abuse you, for you to leave them. They still give you the bare minimum and think that's gonna be enough. No. You expect that person to go above and beyond. Your family to go above and beyond, but you don't want to make it make sense, man. No. Bare minimum, especially now 2025. No, that's not working for women. They ain't anything like us. You getting out there and doing it for yourself. No shot. No shot, fellas. But hey, we can't sit around and keep relying on y'all, especially when you're doing the bare minimum. And you know what I'm saying? Anybody can cook, clean, and pay bills and all that. But, ladies, pretty sure we can agree we need a little more than that. Yeah. And if we decide we want to be with that person, you shouldn't be gaslighting them. You gonna turn your back, you gonna throw all this away, Yep, we sure are. We got one life to live. So another thing people don't understand, we got one life to live. And don't let me go back and do that over. Oops, I messed up right there. Let me go. No, you gone. Regardless of how you leave this earth. Once you gone, ain't no doors. That's what people don't understand. We can't keep sitting around you going through the same bull crap over and over again, and you not doing nothing to change it. Make that make sense. And we talked to our husband, he already know, like, if we was to leave you, we're gonna do it, peacefully, right? Peacefully, all that good stuff.
Get out.
Talking about get out. And what's your favorite line? What you waiting on?
What's holding you back?
What's Man, at least say, baby, don't leave. So, but don't expect nobody to do that. That would be selfish on our part. Like, look, you don't want to be with me. At least you ain't cheat on me. Shoot, and somebody tell us that. Hey, look, at least you ain't cheat on me. And you ain't do me dirty. I mean, we still can be cool though. Sure, yeah. You know what I'm saying? We can do that. But the people that did us dirty, we don't never want to speak to them again. Get the hell on. Your energy, that's important. You know what I'm saying? That's life, huh?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? That's life, y'all. So that's something we had to learn. Say no, protect your peace, release it, let it go. They're not gonna change. Protect your energy. People don't know how real energy is, man. And we're gonna have to make sure we do a show about that. But people really don't know how real energy is. And when you put something out there, it's gonna come back. Whether it's negative, positive, happy, sad, up, down, both. People really don't realize that. And that's something that people have to learn. Be happy even when you don't have everything, man. That in your energy. Like, even when things ain't perfect, and life is never going to be perfect. You're never going to have it all. You can't have it all. That's what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teach. You know what I'm saying? You can't have it all. But just be grateful for what you have and whatever you want. If you ain't got it, get out there and work for it. That's what we're doing. We got, our little goals we got. We got our own vehicle back again. Again. But I said we back on the road, so we got our little goals and stuff we gonna cross off. And like I said, our husband already know this. Our happiness and peace, we can talk to him, we can vent or whatever, but it's really gonna be up to us. We got Islam, so that definitely gonna help to keep our joy and keep our happiness, even on days just like today we don't feel like doing nothing. We feel like crap, but we still got to get out here and get to work. But we got a couple things that's gonna help us through the day. We keep it positive. Look like we might get some rain today, but it's still gonna be a beautiful day. We woke up this morning, the Lord's the greatest. Hey, you know what I'm saying? However the day goes, that's gonna be on us, and that's it. That's all. We cannot put it no more simple than that. It's really not hard. But a lot of people don't know this because you're not taught when your parents bringing you up. So it's really not hard. It ain't suiting you. You don't feel like it's benefiting you, helping you, or whatever. Get rid of it. Say no. You ain't got to pop out of everything. You ain't got to show your face. We antisocial as hell anyway. So whenever we do feel like it, that's when we'll do it. But majority, we gonna be home. We a homebody. We don't mind popping out every blue moon. We do mean every blue moon. That's rarely. But majority, we gonna be home. Get out of here. We ain't missing nothing. We lying. Ain't nothing out here in these streets but trouble. That's it. That's all. So we just do our joy, our daily rituals. We do all our affirmations. We say positive things in our head. We get up, do our workout. We thank Allah for even waking us up. Every single morning we just show gratitude, not about, the material things we got, all that. Even when things are still, when things is moving, we still be grateful. We can get up and work. What we do now, it's flexible. We're able to make a little bread and, take care of ourselves, love ourselves, all that good stuff. And just We just ask for strength and resilience to keep going every day. And like we said, we can't quit, we can't give up. We don't even know how to get out of here. And we just thank Allah for removing us and giving us the strength, because we did not do it on our own. So just to let y'all know, we did not do it on our own. We had to learn how to say no and be no. We're not accepting that. We're not dealing with that. And we can't say it's nothing. We're going to keep saying it's cutting that negative energy off in situations that we don't have to deal with. We don't care if it's our kids, family, marriage, whatever. You know what I'm saying? One thing we ain't cutting off is Islam. We already said that. Yeah, that's the major thing that helped us. It was introduced. We put in the work, and we do that. It's going to be, we did it for nothing. Like, what was the point? We should have stayed where we was. But we would have been more miserable and more unhappy, because we knew it wasn't going to change. That's why we had to cut a lot of people off and break away. That's something that had to happen. And they take it personal. That thing ain't got nothing to do with us. What you want? That thing ain't got nothing to do with us, man. So you can't be happy or, support or whatever. Do what you got to do. That's all we got to say. Do what you got to do. But we going to do what we got to do regardless. So that's it. That's all. So, we doing our little skincare, our exercise. We got schedules for everything now to just make sure we showing love for ourselves. We projecting that every day. We know everything we're doing is gonna take time. We're seeing results already, so we keep going with that. We happy. We're not doing nothing to impress nobody, to please nobody, get no blessing or no approval. This for us. There's something that needed to happen. We got to reverse and fix a lot of damage we caused to ourselves. That's going to take time. Finding your joy and your happiness, that's going to take time. But you got to work at it. You got to put the work in. It ain't going to happen with you just sitting there talking about it, complaining about it, and you're not putting no action in. So you think somebody's going to come knock on the door and just give you some money or give you an opportunity or whatever, and they just going, here's your joy, here's your happiness, here you go. No, that's not how it's going to go. A lot of people out here don't have that within them. So don't think they're going to treat you like that. No, they're not. They don't know how. Bottom line is, it's up to you to find your joy and your happiness and hold on to it. For our ladies, find her, that woman you want to be, and don't let go of her. Hold on to her. If you on that journey, just like we are, hold on to her. Don't let her go, because that's what's gonna help you. You find that inner strength and that inner power. That's what we doing. Good, you're gonna be unstoppable. One person that can stop you is you. So, like we said, that's it. That's all. And get on the routine. Get on the schedule, whatever works for you. Get you a little spa day, or get you a little home gym or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Do that. You have to. You owe that much to yourself. You don't owe it to anybody else, but you owe that much to yourself. And remember that. Everybody wants you to be out here pleasing them and making them happy. Nah, take that same energy. You'll be surprised. You do that same thing for them that you're doing for yourself, you'll be surprised what results you see. Now, I could have been doing this a long time ago. Do the same thing for yourself that you're doing for them. I think we said backwards the first time. Oh, well, do the same thing for yourself that you're doing for them, and watch what happens. Stay resilient. Stay persistent. Don't give up. Do not quit. You are worthy. We don't care what other people say. They're a liar. You deserve it. And even if you did, scratch that, with you doing wrong in your past, you can still erase all that. That's what we did. You can delete all that. That's what we did. Yeah, all that good stuff. And find you. And they ain't gonna find themselves. You go find yourself. It's not dependent on other people, your material things you have, none of that. Find yourself. Find whatever is gonna boost your joy. Write some things down. That's what we did. What makes you happy. look at it every day when you feel like quitting or giving up. No. This is what we want to do. We got to keep working at it, get better, and keep rising up. Everybody's looking for you to fail. They praying on your downfall. They wishing on it, especially with you cutting them off. And like we said, you ain't got nothing to prove to them. You don't. But make sure they ain't right either. And we hope that makes sense. You don't have nothing to prove, but make sure they are not right as well. So just a little recap, you know what I'm saying? Remember what the definition of that is. Everybody got their own, of course. But remember what the definition of joint happiness is. Remember where it comes from, the original origin of where it comes from. Remember your story, not to hold a grudge, not to be angry or bitter, but just so you can look back and be like, damn, I've been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? But we still here, though. We still better, we still stronger, we still wiser. We more powerful, fierce, however you want to put it, ladies. All that good stuff. Remember the situations and the people that tried to rob your peace. Once again, not to be bitter, not to be angry, not to be mad, but so you don't fall for that trap again. Keep it in the back of your head. You know what we're saying? Every day, do your self-reflection. Something you don't like, something you want to change it. You got the power to do that. Start from where you at. Start with what you have. You ain't gonna have it all. And stop waiting for things to be perfect. Just get out there and do it. Make a move. You never know what's gonna happen. Keep your damn boundaries up. Like a shield. Like you in a fortress with a moat. And you got the guards outside with the little sticks and everything. Just in case they get the balls and try to get through. Take them negative feelings, lock them up in the room, throw away the key and be like, game over. Like in Saul, like game over, and then close the door. Do that. Whatever you got to do. It's on you. It's on you. Learn how to say no. Once again, release them negative people. Control your energy and control the energy you give others and where you put your attention at. Make sure it's on you. For us, it will be Allah, Muhammad, us, then everybody else follow suit. So we come before everybody else, but our God and our messenger comes before us. That's how I go. Make sure you're choosing your joy, your happiness, even when you're having a bad day. At least you still alive. Somebody there right now taking their last breath, even when things ain't perfect. Just find something you're grateful for. We don't care what, just find something. You woke up, you got breath in your body, you got a pulse, you're able to walk, sit, stand, piss, whatever. That's just something to be grateful for, because with us doing home health aid a few years ago, we was around people that couldn't do that. We don't know how they got there, but grown adults, we can only imagine how they felt having somebody else taking care of them. We can only imagine. Find you a daily ritual, a daily routine. Keep your gratitude, hold on to that, just like you hold on to your boundaries, your stillness. Remember your resilience. Do not quit. Don't give up. You got this. You almost there. Believe in yourself. That's it. That's all, y'all. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our last break, y'all. Play some more music. Then we're going to come back and give our closing thoughts and everything. Give you guys all our social media, then we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. So we will be back on the Queen Mimi Podcast on another episode of our Sunday Positivity Talk. Y'all, and just like that, we are back on the Queen Mimi Podcast on another episode of our Sunday Positivity Talk. So, like we said, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up for today. Give our little closing remarks, then we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. So, like we said, y'all, and this is something we're gonna keep saying, on all our shows. Your joy, your peace, your happiness, that's your right. You have every right to have that. You got every right to break away from any relationship, business, personal, so called family, so called friends, whatever you want to call it. They don't like it. Oh, well. You got every right to break yourself away from things that are not suiting you, that bring you no purpose, no happiness, no peace, no joy, none of that. You are not obligated to stay around and stay with anybody. We don't care what they did, whatever. Life changes, people change. That's what people don't understand. And they be selfish as hell. And ain't nothing you plan when you start dealing with people, or you come into their life, or they come into yours, however. Nobody ever plans that. But like we said, sometimes things happen. And a lot of times things change. That's out of our control. That's out of our hands. And how you gonna talk to somebody and come down on them or gaslight them or judge them because they making a decision that in their brain the way they look at it is going to make them happy and it's going to bring them peace and who knows elevate them to another part in their life. You're being selfish. If that person don't want to be around you, leave them alone. Anybody don't want to be around us, we ain't chasing, we're going to replace, and a lot of times it's going to come with something better. Just saying. So your joy, let that be like a crown. Your peace and your boundaries, let that be like your shield. Protect yourself. Protect yourself from any and everybody that you have to. You know what we're saying? You deserve that. Learn to say no. Set your boundaries up. Make sure they are non-negotiable. This is not up for discussion. Get you a daily routine. Work on yourself. Fix yourself. Change yourself. You know what we're saying? You deserve that. You earned it. And for people that don't care about it, whatever, remove them. A lot of us don't know. We weren't brought up to know how to process and deal with that stuff in a healthy way. So we dealt with it in unhealthy ways, just like we did. And we learned, okay, you need to do this way, X, Y, Z, A, B, C. That's it, that's all. People that understand, they understand. Don't, the hell with them. They ain't want the best for you anyway. They ain't care about you. You know what I'm saying? Well, why? Why even do that to yourself? You don't deserve that. Find your joy. Find your peace. That's your right. Wherever your life takes you, that's your path. That's your journey, your destiny. That's it. Nobody else's. They gonna take theirs. They damn sure gonna get out there and do what they got to do. They damn sure gonna make sure they find their happiness and their peace. And they damn sure gonna move on with their life. Why can't you? Because you worry about them. Somebody ain't even looked you up to see if you alive. And we get it. Especially when you share time with them, you was around them, shared your body, everything. It get hard. But remember what the hell they did on purpose to you. They didn't care. They knew it was gonna hurt. Everybody like to play the victim, but they knew what they was doing. They knew it was gonna hurt. They didn't care enough to even spare you or even protect you. They sacrificed you. They threw you out there to the wolves. They threw you back to the streets. So let's show them you ain't got nothing to prove. Even if you don't ever see them again. You'd be like, if they could see me right now, they probably still wouldn't care. Let's be honest. But some will be like that and they'll be all nonchalant, especially if they're around their current supply or their current situation or their current so-called relationship. They don't want to upset them. But they ain't care about upsetting you. So remember, everybody gonna do what they gotta do. They gonna protect themselves. They never gonna see what they do wrong. They gonna look out for themselves. You do the same thing. It's not being selfish, it's putting yourself before them. They can't understand that. To hell with them. Get on. So learn how to say no if you have not already. Set them boundaries if you have not already. Protect yourself if you have not learned how to do that already. Your body, your mind, your mental, your emotions, everything about you matters. And don't let nobody tell you different no more. For my ladies, find her, that woman you meant to be. And once you find her, because we on our journey as well, we ain't letting her go no more. We gonna hold on to her because our life really does depend on it. And so does yours. When you find her, don't you let her go this time. We don't care what ups and downs you go through because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Ain't no avoiding it. But do not let her go ever again. Do not do that. You are too precious. You are too beautiful. You the prize. You are the prize. Remember that. All right, so we're gonna stop running our mouth, y'all, and go ahead and give you guys all our social media where you can check out the Queen Mimi podcast and of course all our other shows. And we're gonna go ahead and get out of here and get our day started. All that good stuff. So yes, you can catch us this Sunday and every Sunday on the Queen Mimi podcast on our Sunday Positivity Talk each and every Sunday live 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, talking about positivity, motivation, sharing our personal journey, our healing, our story, our growth. We have guests on. We do them solo. Expert advice. We got y'all. Catch us every Sunday live. And you can catch all of our shows on our podcast streaming platforms, on all podcast streaming platforms such as Anchor, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts, of course. And make sure y'all follow us on all of our platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Queen Mimi Podcast, you guys. And we will make sure we subscribe back to y'all as well. And you can follow us on all our other platforms. Like we just said, YouTube, Queen Mimi Podcast, LinkedIn, Queen Mimi, Twitch, Queen Candy 85, TikTok, the Queen Mimi Podcast, Clubhouse, Queen Mimi 77, and of course over on Red Note, Queen Mimi as well. And like we said, you guys, we go live over on Twitch as well. Same time for all our shows. All of our shows are at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can catch the Queen Mimi podcast every Sunday, Queen Mimi radio show every Tuesday. We're talking real topics every Thursday, and the Queen Mimi blog show every Friday. All shows on Twitch, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, you guys. So make sure y'all don't miss out. Give us a follow, and we will make sure we follow you back as well. And we're going to go ahead and stop running our mouth, and we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Make sure y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Enjoy your Sunday. Get some rest. We about to get out here and get to work. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Take care of yourself. And we'll talk to you guys Tuesday on the Queen Mimi Radio Show. Y'all have a good one.